Hey everybody, it's time to get nitty with the Nitty Professor. How's it going? I hope you're doing really well. Today I thought I would vlog a little bit about in praise of whips and share a few of my ongoing projects with you and invite you to maybe trade notes on some of the ones that you've got going. I figure whips are, they're kind of like a little gift of hope, because they give you something to work on, to look forward to progress with. And here's the first one that I have. This is going to be a hat. In fact, I often use circular needles like double pointed needles, so I can actually try this on. I think it's working out pretty good so far. So it's going to be generously sized, but it'll be wonderful because this is lovely wool that I'm using. It's called Shetland, and trying to think where I got it. I have black cherries, one of the colors. The company it's from is Harrisville Designs, and it's spun in the USA. Claims here that it's durable, workhorse, and long wearing. So that's good. I really need wool hats because it gets pretty cold around here and I like to have warm ears. So obviously none of this has been blocked. But these are the legs of horsies. And this is basically a big rosette. So that is the design going around. And I really like this sort of faux cable ribbing that they have you use at the bottom. I think it looks pretty. And yeah, the pattern is from Winter Knits from Scandinavia. The author is Jenny Alderbrandt. Maybe you have this book, and if so, I'd love to know what patterns you've tried. So the pattern that I'm doing is this one. And it is called Curbett's Delight Hat. Now, I'll admit that this is not the kind of project where you can be engaged in things that involve concentration, like watching a dramatic movie or something like that, because following this pattern, there's so much detail. Every row demands a great deal in terms of all the counting and following the pattern and making sure that you're keeping up with all the stitches exactly right. Otherwise, you might have to end up doing some frogging. And I've done plenty of that. I try to avoid it. But this is a fun project. I'm pleased with how it's going. And I'd be curious if any of you tried this pattern. So that's, and what I'm showing you here is just a fraction of my whips. So just so you know, I'm better at starting projects than I am at finishing them. Anybody with me? Yeah? I'm a process knitter. So I knit for enjoyment. Anytime I sit down to knit, I'll think to myself, what would I enjoy knitting in this moment? Stockinette, color work, socks, ribbing, whatever it is. Want to try something new? I've been looking into double knitting lately. I'm very, very interested in starting a project with that, but I'm trying to be disciplined. I feel like I just have to finish one of my whips before I launch into another one. So this project, I'll just kind of get this one out here. I have the body of this sweater done, and that's how that looks. Hopefully I won't undo anything here. It's happened in the past, so try to be careful. And I'm onto a sleeve. I'm a big fan of sweaters worked from the bottom up because that's the first kind that I attempted, and so it feels comfortable to me. I feel confident, and it's a little more relaxing, but soon I'm going to try something else. Here is a picture of the pattern that I'm working, and this is called Tara. Tara, I've shown you this book before because I'm actually working, I have 3 whips from this book. of which I'm going to show you two. It's called Isländisch Stricken, and I found it on Amazon. I kind of exhausted the English language books on Icelandic sweaters that I was finding, so I was like, heck, I'll search in German. I can knit in German. And it's got some beautiful patterns here. Look at the one with the seahorses. I really want to make that one. Here's another one that's very nice. It's like a lice pattern. And one of these days, when my kids give me grandchildren, I'll probably want to knit the one with the wolf and the trees in the middle of it. But this is a great book. And the yarn that I'm using for this it's called the Queensland Connection. And this mixes merino, silk, and cashmere. And if I am correct, this brand is Australian, but, well, actually it says Euro Yarns, so I'm wrong on that. I'm thinking Queensland, right? That's just the collection it's from. But the yarn is made in Italy. And I had a hell of a time getting this baby started. There's something about this yarn. It's drapey, but still also woolly. I had a hell of a time getting the twist when I was casting on the bottom. I had to do it 3 times. And I finally figured out a system where I could make sure I didn't have any twist before I joined in the round. And once I got going, this yarn is just an absolute delight. I can't tell you how soft it is. And in a way, not like soft like, synthetic fuzzy fiber, but soft in a cashmere kind of way. So you can tell there's cashmere in it. And it just is delightful to knit with. It's less stiff than wool, as you can imagine, especially since it has the silk in there. And as you can tell, I have a propensity to use DPNs. I like that it doesn't matter how long they are. When I use a circular needle, I really struggle with getting the length of what I'm knitting to line up with the length of the needles and not either pull or just be crowded on there. So I reach for DPNs whenever I can. And I've got 2 more colors that are going to go into this sweater from the same kind of yarn. Here's a beautiful, I'm going to call it mauve, or actually it says fuchsia right on there. So we'll call this fuchsia. And the other color is a purple, which they are calling, guess what? Purple. Who'd have thunk it, right? So white, gray, fuchsia, and purple. And I'm making good progress. I work on a different project every night. So a sweater that would probably normally take me 5 or 6 weeks takes me 6 months because I'm working on several. There are 2 more that I'm working on. I'm not even showing them to you. So another video, right? But this is a delight to work on. To be honest, some of my favorite moments are just knitting up the body with the stockinette stitch. It's so relaxing. It's just so relaxing. I got this beautiful bag at Marshall's too, by the way. I think it was made in India, but it cost all of like $5. And look at the birds. Isn't that pretty? It's nice to reach for this project in this beautiful bag and then to reach in there and find the beautiful yarn and knit it with the beautiful pattern. I mean, knitting is just such a delightful hobby. Here's another project bag. I'm going to show you whip number 3 here, just for today. I bought this bag in Bozeman, Montana, sort of thinking of my son and his husky. Look at that dog. The bag even makes me happy. Look over here. She's got a pup. They're just so happy. Makes me happy. So I did a short video the other day about my Fritteds garden that I inherited, and I inherited a lot. Those of you who saw that, you definitely saw that I was not kidding. So let me show you the pattern that I'm working next with some variegated yarn. I think it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. I was basically looking for a pattern that matched up with the number of skeins I had in various colors. And I came up with this one. This pattern is called Lapin I'm going to guess that's Finnish. Ha ha ha. It says it is. Lapinvuku is Finnish und bedeutet Silberwurz. Silver, it must be a flower. Yeah, because it's talking about the blossoms. So I know most everything in German, but I don't know all the flowers. So Silberwurz is apparently a ground cover with delightful white blossoms. And now I'm going to have to look it up. So far, I'm just about done with the torso, with the body. And I'm using this very, very, very colorful yarn. Look at that striping. And I have some blue and some dark pink that's going to go into this design, so you can kind of get an idea of how it's going to turn out. I mean, it's just crazy, but think of all the things it's going to go with, right? It's going to go with lots. I mean, I can wear it with blue, pink, green, turquoise, yellow, white, probably even there's a little brown in here. I mean, it's like rainbow, which is perfect for me. Rainbow community and all that. Lots of fun, beautiful wool. It's sturdy and warm. The winters here are kind of hard and kind of long. At least they were, although we've slipped from zone 3 to zone 4 because of global warming. So for now, I certainly expect any number of days where the high is 15. And I'll very much appreciate having this sweater on when I finish it. So I'm not quite as far along on this one as I am on the others, but that yarn is so fun to use and it goes really fast. I think these are 50-gram skeins, so I get to go through them and feel so accomplished, right? Because I used up another skein, especially when you have the stash that I have. Using up another skein feels like a kind of a victory in a morbid kind of a way. But we're also going to have this pink yarn in there, and then the navy. And yeah, I think that's all the colors. So here's another thing that I enjoyed buying in Norway. I picked up multiple tape measures, because the ones you sell at Walmart, they're not worth squat. So I try to find ones that are made in Germany, and that's what this is. And I found several when I was abroad this past year, and I must have taken home like 5, because I tend to prefer to have one in each project bag. And when you have as many whips as I do, that's a lot of project bags. So anyhow, I just thought I'd share those with you today, and I'd love to know what whips you're working on and how they're coming. And whether are you a process knitter, or are you more of a like to get things done kind of knitter, one project at a time, kind of like the woman on Fruity Knitting. Andrea, she's like, I don't have a stash, and I'm like, really? Wow, I can't imagine. But yeah, I'm a hedonistic knitter. If I have 10 projects going, it's inevitable that I'll be able to choose one that I'll enjoy working on any given evening when I have a couple hours, which I devote to the craft. So thanks for listening, and thanks for liking and subscribing and commenting, and I'll see you in the next vid. Tschüss!